I can feel it somewhere inside heart.
Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Robert with Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network. I'm alone this week. My partner is off in the wilderness, completely out of touch with the rest of the world. He's doing some excursion with the Boy Scouts, so I wish him the best. I'm sure there's lots of black flies and mosquitoes wherever he is, and he can enjoy that. Tonight I want to talk about our inner saboteurs, right? The voice in your head. And I do want to start with there's a famous quote that I'm sure everyone who's ever watched a motivation video has heard, but I want to really sort of address it and bring it to light. And it's by Marianne Williamson. She said, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure." In other words, it's not the failure of something new that we're worried about. It's what happens if we're successful. What happens if all the whys and the list and all the dreams and all that stuff comes true? Who are you then? And that's an unknown that scares so many people, right? It's 89% of the population. Based on Forbes' population breakdown of workers versus entrepreneurs. It's 11% of the population that will go out and start taking on those challenges and creating wealth, whether it's as a solopreneur or as an investor or a business owner. They'll go out there and do that, and 89% of the population will not. And for those of us that are on the borderline, those 3-4% that are still trying to get their footing underneath you, this is really what it comes down to. It's the fear of success that terrifies most people. Failure is there. It's everywhere in our life. We've learned to deal with failure. It's the success that becomes a problem. And so we start sabotaging our inner goals and our achievements, and the monologue inside our head is one of negativity. And again, we have so many very powerful people that we are associated with, that we talk to, that are in their day jobs, just absolutely phenomenal. But stepping out of that box now and doing something different, becoming powerful as a real estate owner, scares people. And so tonight, we're going to talk about the 7 big saboteur points that we are doing to ourselves. We'll kind of break those things down and just kind of recognize it. And I'll tell you why this is really important for me. Again, I think I've talked about him a few times on the air. This guy out there named Michael Burnoff, and he is a motivation-focused coach, business coach, person coach. He really sort of goes out there and lifts you up to the next level. And I went to his 3-day event twice. Once I went as an attendee, the second time I worked it. And there's a little thing he does, and I don't want to give it away because it's a really, really big thing. But it's at some point you get that aha. And on the second time, like, he sat there and hammered it for 30 minutes until the few people he was talking to finally got it. And it's really this. Couple things. One, and boy, I'm going against the trend here. You're not unique. Right? The things that we're trying to do have been done by greater people than you and lesser people than you. This is not a unique thing. And we try and craft it like, oh, wait, well, see, you don't understand, Rob. You don't understand about my thing, my head, my inner negative voice. You don't understand that, Rob. Don't tell me that everyone can do this, right? And okay, all right, fine. Hey, you came to this event. You're talking to me. I'm not randomly pulling people aside on the sidewalk and motivating them to go buy houses. So what Michael did was he really there's that breakthrough, it's usually on like day 2 of 3 or 3 of 4. I think it's on day 3 of 4, but the first day is like a nighttime event. And it is it's a very, very powerful moment when you realize, oh, I get it. It's me. It's me. I'm the problem. Not these outside forces. It's me. Right? Why don't you have a whole bunch of houses right now? Well, because of you. Not these market forces. Like, we're going to do something at the super investor meeting that should blow a lot of people away. And really crack down on that. It's the market. It's the forces out there. I can't get ahead. It's too hard. It's a difficult market. Yeah, it's not. It's you. Right? There's a problem and you got to get over it. And the problem is you. Now, once you realize that you're the problem, then that's the breakthrough. Wait, I'm the problem? Yes, I'm the problem. It's like, I'm overweight. I know I'm overweight. I know what the problem is that I'm overweight. I know how to deal with the problem I'm overweight. Sometimes I deal with it, sometimes I don't. Therefore, I get mixed results. I understand it perfectly. That I choose to keep doing it is a factor of myself. Not, there's extra meetings I got to go to, and Jason wants to do this, and Brian needs to raise this money. No, it's me. The reason that I'm overweight is because I eat poorly. And I don't exercise enough. I certainly don't drink enough water. 8 to 10 of those a day. Not even close. That's my problem. If I drank more water, if I ate better, if I worked out, I wouldn't be overweight. So I get it. And I'm addressing it. I'm working on it. Every day I think about it. And I'm getting better and better and better. And I've lost weight and all that good stuff. It's the same thing we're talking about investing. What's the problem? It's you. Okay, so again, we're gonna talk about a couple points here that folks really need to get that conversation out of their head and get onto the action part of it. We'll go through the few points that I worked with a coach over the weekend on, and we talked about some of these points. When we come back, so this is Robert with the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network. We have a big grand opening of our Texas Real Estate Investment Center coming up. It's on June 17th. It's a Thursday. Tickets are $10. There's barbecue. There's beer. There's sponsors will be here. So there's lots of good and intimate. You get the tour of the building. We've got some panel discussions. We have a CE class for real estate agents that we're going to be putting on earlier in the day. So there's a lot of activity that day. Things start up around here like 12:30 in the afternoon, and I would suspect they'll probably go to midnight that night. So at many, many different levels, there's a lot going on here. We'd love to have you over here. Go to our website. You can just go to reictx.com, hit the grand opening tab, sign up for the grand opening today. It's $10. All the profit's going to go to charity. So we appreciate it. We'll be back. Ready to go when you are. Hey, welcome back, everyone. This is Robert with the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network. Hey, we're talking about that sort of inner demon that we have. We all have. The one that tells you not to get up in the morning and go work out. The one that tells me it's okay to eat a Whataburger. The one who says drink a coffee instead of water. Right? And for you guys out there in real estate, the one who's telling you that the market's too hard and you're not going to qualify for any loans. and property management is too hard, and we can't find good tenants, and all those excuses that come up in our head before we've even taken one step forward. So let's kind of break these things down. Number one, confusion or lack of clarity. I don't know, Rob. It's so confusing. Listen, this is a really simple business. Not easy, but it's simple. Okay? And for the folks that are listening, and I know who you are, I'm going to tell you that there are a lot of people out there who don't even have a high school diploma that are more successful in real estate than you. So please don't tell me it's because you don't understand it. This is your inner monologue. This is your inner voice telling you it's confusing when it's really not, right? That's your excuse because of your fear. Because what's the problem? It's you. Okay? So again, it's really, really simple. High school dropouts are crushing it in this business, and you're an engineer at some oil and gas company, you will do just fine. You buy cheap, you wait, and then you sell. And you try and get 10 houses over 5 years. Really, really simple. Most of you guys out there, again, in the oil and gas world, the energy world, the medical world, you've got good W-2. You're going to get all the best loans. You've got a high FICO. Everything's going to be great. It's not confusing, guys. This is just a roadblock that you put up in front of yourself. It's an absolutely simple business. Not easy at times, but simple. Okay? So we shouldn't be talking about that clarity problem or it's confusing. It's just not. And it's really just you. Procrastination, right? And again, I think this comes in our form, in our world. The procrastination comes like this. I'm waiting for the market crash. I'm waiting for the adjustment in the market. I think prices are going to... That's the procrastination. That's the fear, and we're just doing procrastination. We found a good reason not to buy. I'm waiting for hurricane season to be over. Like I heard that the other day. Well, we're waiting for hurricane season to be over before we look at any of those markets. What? What are you talking about? Yeah, in case there's a hurricane. I totally get it. There are hurricanes. This is going to be because this is supposed to be a really powerful hurricane season. I totally get it. But there's a thing called flood insurance. And you know when not to close on the house? When the insurance company will not issue the flood insurance. That's when you don't close. That's when you have a valid excuse. Just because you read the old Farmer's Almanac and it's going to be busy hurricane season. I can't buy anything this year. That's ridiculous. It's just another form of procrastination. That perfection, that analysis, that paralysis, right? You've got to get around that. We keep talking about buying deals at 104% of ARV, 105, 110%, because we know the market's still got legs. We know we're going to get 30% over the next 18 to 24 months. So if I buy it at 100% in 24 months, I'll have 30% appreciation in it. Plus, I had to put down 20. So in 2 years, think about it, I had to put down 20, 25 to make the deal happen. In the next 2 years, we think it'll appreciate 30%. We're talking about single families. And that means you'll have the 25 in, and your 30, you'll be at 55% equity. There's nothing more perfect than that. And if you do squeeze out another 7 or 8% on top of that for the following year, you're sitting at like 60%. This is where that 15-year mortgage comes into play, and all of a sudden we can sell one to pay off two. Pretty darn close. But even if you're not, even if that's not the scheme, you just want to get one house, you have to buy it today. They're not getting cheaper. It's not happening. There's no great reset button going to be pushed in the next 18 to 36 months. The big one is fear. And here's the thing about fear. When I talk to people who tell me they're simply afraid, Robert, fear is stopping me. Thank you. Thank you for being honest. Because I can knock that down really, really quickly. It's the long, convoluted conversation to get to the fact that there's fear. Well, there's this and that, blah, 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 blah. Hey, are you afraid? Yes, I'm afraid. Excellent. Excellent. Good. Because now we can just knock that imaginary thing away. But if you're telling me that, hey, one of the hangups I'm having right now is my fear, what if scenarios, then we can get that pushed away very, very quickly. Lack of support. This is real in the sense that real estate can be a very lonely business if you're not in part of a mastermind or a group think or just have some networking that's going on. It can be very, very lonely. It can. And that's a big problem when it's just you and a spreadsheet and no one to bounce ideas off of, no outlet. You're afraid to post on Bigger Pockets because new investors get beat up on there. It's a whole bunch of nonsense that's going on in your mind because you're in that cycle, right? It's just constant, that inner loop of just downward spiral, just negative loop because you don't have the right people around you. We talk about this all the time about the 5 and getting good people around you. It's part of why the mastermind is so successful. With people who do take advantage of the camaraderie and the communal education of the mastermind succeed greatly. And so again, real estate can be a very lonely business. It is designed for that solopreneur. Right? People get distracted all the time. And people look for distractions. They look for distractions. They want to tell stories. It gets all kinds of nonsense put in front of you that stops you from doing what you're supposed to be doing. You get distracted. Well, how'd you get distracted? Well, work. Okay. Again, I'll use me an example. I'm overweight. Well, why aren't you at the gym? Why don't you eat well? Because I work 10, 12 hours a day. Yeah, but I could. You're right. I could work 9 and take 3 hours to work on myself every day. I don't. I make the choice because I'm aware. People are distracting themselves because they don't want to go ahead and address the fear. And again, once you realize that it's all you, everything explodes. It becomes completely different. And the last thing is that overwhelming force. I'm overwhelmed, Robert. I'm just overwhelmed. I don't know what to do. Great. Start at the top of the list and make a little flow chart. Step by step by step by step. We can break that overwhelmingness down, that feeling of being completely lost and overwhelmed in the process. That's really simple to break down. Hey, this is Robert with the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network. We'll be back. Hey, welcome back. This is Robert with the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network. Hey, guys, if you want to go check out what we're doing, go ahead, head up and look at our website. It's mrtxre.com. MR is in Mr. TX is in Texas. RE is in realestate.com. It's mrtxre.com. You're going to get information on the upcoming classes, on the mastermind, on the grand opening of the Texas Real Estate Investment Center. And we got a couple other announcements that are coming up. Very big announcements. I'm going to wait for Jason to get out of the wilderness before we do them. But we got some really, really exciting stuff happening around here. So we hope you're a part of it. You can go look at our EXP stuff. We're gearing up to really make a big push on EXP. So again, check out our website, mrtxre.com. All right, listen, we're talking about that inner monologue, that sort of negative inner talk, that downward spiral of just what if I can't do it, I'm frozen, right? Now, again, I go back to my friend Michael Burnoff, who really sort of gave me a breakthrough, and he just basically said, You're not unique. These problems are not unique. And you've just got to understand that you are the problem. And once I understand that I am the problem, then I can fix it. There's no outside forces that are going to be affecting me until I fix my problems. I like it to be clean. I like the clarity. I really do. Maybe it's my personality type. I don't know. But I'm not looking to tell stories. I look at the numbers. I look at the facts and I say, yes, these are my problems. Got it. Why am I having these problems? No other reason other than myself. But Robert, you don't understand. This agent was mean and nasty. They didn't accept my offer. And I was like, okay, go on to the next one. Why are we still talking about that? Wow, Robert, I'm like $10,000 short from being able to put the money down. Okay, go make $10,000. Go work, go save, get into it. Anyone who told you you can do this with no money is a liar, right? All those guys out there saying do real estate with no money, they are lying to you, period. They are a liar. You got to have money, so go to work. Right? Got people like, hey, I can't afford my mortgage. Well, then go get a second job. I mean, everybody is hiring, right? Everyone is hiring. All W-2 work, all at 10, 15, 20% more than it was before COVID. Right? The service industry right now is at the highest per dollar average per hourly income it has been ever. Well, I don't want to work at Target. Well, okay, I get it. It sucks. Yeah, Target's not fun. I totally would understand that. I put all my dues in at Costco. I worked at Costco for many years. Not fun, but it's a job. And you can check in and you can work there for a year and you can make an extra $10,000. And then you can go buy your house. Robert, I don't have the right team around me. Yeah, I totally get that too. Yep. But that's you. Talk about the 5 all the time. Your 5 closest people around you are a reflection of who you are. And if they're procrastinating, if they're negative, if they've never done real estate, they're going to stop you from doing it simply by just being around them. It's too easy not to do it when your support group, your 5 closest friends and family members aren't doing it either. You've got to break out of it. But what is that a problem of? That is a problem that you're having. You've got to go find a better set of friends. Talk about that a lot too. So all this stuff that's going on in your head that's stopping you from doing these things, it's all you. Okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry to be the one to break it to you. It's not that it's a hard market. It's not that you can't raise your credit score. It's not that you can't figure out a way to get more mortgages. Nope. It's you. Okay? And so every time I sit down with someone across the table from me and they start telling me all these stories and all these problems, and I'm like, this is you. You're the problem. Well, how dare you, Robert? I just told you this whole story about how my aunt owns this house and I can't do this and I can't get my W-2 income and it won't showing up and I got furloughed and blah, 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 blah. It's you. No, it's you. Well, Robert, we got all these people who are working with us and they're not doing this and they're not doing that. It's you. Look, man, I got 3 kids. I got It's you. Stop thinking it's not you. Okay? First step. The problems you're having in real estate investing or getting going investing are you. Your problems. The problems start in the mirror. Once we have a better set of friends, once we figured a few things out, then you become really aggressive in this world. And again, I know who my clients are, right? You're typically college degree, if not master's degree. You got a good job, and you get stuck analyzing this stuff. You procrastinate. You get frozen. You don't have the right team around you. And, of course, those problems are you. Because in our world, tons of high school dropouts are real estate millionaires. You can do this. So, let's get through those 7 things as quickly as possible. let's understand a lot of it is just fear-based. It's unknown. Man, as we get older, we become naturally more conservative, right? Winston Churchill said, if you show me a person who wasn't a liberal when they were 20 years old, I'll show you someone who doesn't have a heart, right? So we become naturally conservative as we get older. And as we get older, we start to realize, hey, there's not going to be enough money for retirement. And so now we don't want to change. We're skeptical of things that are happening around us and all these other gurus and all these other things that are happening in real estate. And you're 45, 50 years old and you're locked in. Yeah, it's hard for you. It's not hard for me. It's hard for you. The problems with real estate investing are within a 6-inch diameter of your body. It's all right there. So once you understand it's you, then it's like, oh, okay, well, what can I repair? How can I fix this? Great. Now we can start working. Now we can get into it. We've watched people in our group go from afraid to buy one house to, hey, man, I'm doing a syndication, taking down a $4 million property. It's like, wow, that's great. Yeah, because they realize, hey, all my problems were my problems. So we want to break it down on that. We can talk about the mastermind another time, but it's out there. It's a support team. It's getting all those pieces in line for you. It's absolutely helping. But look around you at the 5 closest people. Right? What are you procrastinating about? What excuses are you throwing up? You've got to be prepared to break those things down. It's really, really important. Because I think if you can knock this stuff down, then you can really head on to a much better life. A much better life. This is Robert with world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network. Guys, got a big grand opening here, June 17th, Thursday. It's $10 a ticket. Proceeds will go to charity, of course. We've got beer. We got barbecue. Got a little after party if you're on the VIP list. Got some CE credits. We got panel discussions. Got ribbon cutting. Had to drop $189 on a ribbon cutting kit, A-Rock. A ribbon cutting kit. Boy. And that one, talking about one use and done, right? Like, what am I going to use these giant scissors for the rest of the year? Anyway, this is Robert, Mr. Texas Real Estate. I will be back. One more? Yep. Welcome back, everyone. Robert here with the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is Texas Real Estate Radio Network. Hey, check out our website, mrtxre.com. MR is in Mr., TX is in Texas, RE as in realestate.com. If you are an investor, we have a new fund that just came out. It's called the Texas Real Estate Appreciation Fund. Kind of does what it says, okay? It's no secrets there. We want to take advantage of what we see as a 30 to 40% bump over the next 24 to 30 months by buying as much real estate today. And we're going to need some help with your investment dollars to go out and do that. I think right now we're already under contract for about $2.5 million on a $30 million projection. So we're moving right along, and we're talking about the first 30 days here. So if we can buy about $2.5 million every month for the next 10 to 15 months, we'll hit our goal, and then we'll just put that in the oven, let it bake and run. So this is for accredited investors only. If you don't know what accredited investor is, let me explain. It's individuals who make $200,000 a year or households that make $300,000 a year or have $1 million in personal assets, not including your primary residence. So if you have $1 million in stocks and bonds and 401ks and other rental properties, but not including your primary residence, known here in Texas as your homestead, then you're accredited. And for accredited investors, we have 2 levels of entry. One is a $50,000 Class B share, I think it is, and we're offering 7% preferred return plus a 10% kicker on the profit at the end of the deal. At the end of the whole fund, we'll just split the profit from the sale and the income and all that other stuff at 10%. So there's a bonus at that. And then there's a Class A share for folks that are coming in for a minimum $100,000. And that's 8% preferred with 14% kicker at the end. Why do we do those two? I think one, well, you can talk about the structured fund. Most of our investors like the preferred return. They like that. They want to see something coming in every month once we've gone through a little grace period to get these things up and running. It's 6 months. The documents say, hey, we don't have to make the first payment till 6 months, so money kind of sits it, but we get all caught up within the first year. Then every quarter there are paychecks. There are preferred interest returns coming back to you guys. So those of you on fixed income or looking for a little money, this is nice, and there's also a kicker at the end. So that's really nice. We're buying houses exactly what we're telling everyone else to buy. We have bought a bunch, a little bit to the southwest, and then down south. We bought a whole bunch, and then down in Corpus, we're buying even more. So we think we'll have this fund about 300 doors by the time we're done, about $30 million on the acquisition price. And again, if we can get the thing 40% more over the next 2 years, that's just a projection, just what we're thinking. 40% in 30 months, maybe even 36 months. That's a nice bump. And then we split that profit when we start closing down the fund. So we think it's going to be a 5 to 7 year run. Could be quicker if appreciation is still going crazy. But we didn't wait. We went out and got $2.5 million worth of property, so it's in the fund. You can go to mrtxre.com. There's a contact page. You can fill out something. Or you can text FUND to 281-401-9008. That's 281-401-9008. We have a new employee now who's our liaison with our investors. Her name is Jamie. She's got tons of experience doing this, so she'll be probably the first person you talk to when you text FUND, F-U-N-D, to 281-401-9008. All right, so we are... We've gotten all the ugly talk done in the first 3 segments. We've gotten past ourselves. We now understand that we are the problem. It's not these external forces that are driving us down. It's how we react to them. And once we realize that, you really, I mean, once you have that epiphany, once it's really settled in you, you're opening up yourself to a fantastic world. And for us, it's real estate investing. Could be anything else out there. But for us, it's real estate investing, getting our 10 houses. For us, we need, $25,000 passive a month. That's kind of where I'm headed. And I know where I want to do that. I know how I'm going to do it. It's getting really exciting. So we hope you will join us on that. You can take a look at the mastermind or at least just start buying some houses. If you do anything this year, buy a rental house. That is absolutely my opinion and my advice to you guys. Get at least one door as quickly as possible. So anyway, we have this big party coming up. So we're doing like these emergency meetings like every day at 3, and some of the vendors are a little slow on the paying, but that's okay. They're coming in. We appreciate all of them. We don't flood it. There's 10 people out there, so you can have real conversations with them. We're expecting 200 to 300 people. It'll be inside and out. We have a nice big tent. We've got vendor tents. We've got our little future cafe areas set up for all the barbecue and some of the beer. Again, we've got panel discussions upstairs in our community center. So we're absolutely having a blast here getting all this stuff ready for you guys. We hope to see you. You can go to our website, REICTX. That's Real Estate Investment Center, Texas, REICTX.com. Please sign up for get your ticket. It's $10. Proceeds are going to go to charity. It's going to go to Puppies and Beer. It's one of Jason's charities. And we'll have some fun. It's going to be a long day for everyone, but we're going to have some fun. And we're super excited to see you here. We're really proud of the work that we've done here in the building. We can't wait to show it off to you. So love for you to come on by and all that stuff and get this thing going. So I know A-Rock will be here. It's going to be a long day for A-Rock. We're going to run this thing live most of the afternoon. We're going to have to shift cameras around to catch the panel discussions. A lot of work for you that day, too. We got volunteers. Our mastermind folks were good enough to come in and say they volunteer and help us out that day, so we're super excited about that. We have one mastermind person sitting right now dialing for media events, so we're trying to get some media coverage out here. And, all know how that works. If it's a slow news day, they'll show up. If there's some sort of craziness going on the highways or cops or fires or explosions or whatever, or the stock market goes down, then we're not going to get any coverage. But that's okay. Right, because we're really doing it for the real estate community, and hopefully all you guys are listening or know. We're going to have a lot of folks speaking, good panel discussions. One of the panels that I'm really most excited about is if you had $100,000 today, where would you invest it? I know that right away it's going to be, well, it's real estate. Well, we've brought in some opposing views. We have a very successful day trader who's been working the stock market for the last 2 years. He's going to talk about trading. We have a crypto expert, and he's going to talk about cryptocurrency. And then we've got two real estate folks up there. So we're the real estate investment center. But again, we want to have open. Listen, from the very beginning, we were warts and all, right? Warts and all. We don't really hide anything. And if there's a better way for you to invest your $100,000 with Dogecoin, right, or Bitcoin or whatever, then you should get some of that advice. And we always recommend a very diversified portfolio. Right? So one of the things we were doing this weekend, I had to update my personal financial statement because we're going for a big portfolio loan. So got to get that updated. My taxes got done. Whoo, boy. Taxes. Anyway, guys, I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight or watching me on Facebook and YouTube or listening to me on your podcast. This is Robert, world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. We appreciate you guys.